Tesla stock is up in the pre-market almost 0.5%, sitting at $227.89. As you can tell, it's been a rocky ride for TSLA in the year of 2024. Down almost 9% for the year. Is it possible that Tesla could turn this around? Or is the stock simply overvalued?
It's been pretty fun to watch Tesla. It's been kind of doing its own thing, charting its own path. Generally pretty decent though in the last couple of weeks. So what does it need to do to hang on for the ride here?
Well, Tesla's a really interesting story. I think this is a classic case of a company that makes amazing products, but it may not be the best stock.
Go on.
One analyst has called the Tesla shares at their current valuation shares that are divorced from the fundamentals. And I do worry about the level of the stock. This is kind of an I want to believe valuation. About half the valuation, I think, is attributable to the fundamental value of the auto business. But the rest of the valuation I see as an implied call option on things like autonomous vehicles, robo-taxis, industrial robotics, and all forms of AI.
Interesting. Divorced from the fundamentals. I suppose at all-time highs, a couple of months after Elon put an individual in an Optimus costume dancing on stage, the valuation comprised of a lot of robotics, a lot of autonomy. Or was it because that Tesla's margins were sky high? Before the China demand fell off a cliff? Before the multiple wars surrounding the European market? Before the incredible resistance to battery electric vehicles in the US market? I gotta push back here. I don't believe that half the evaluation is considering the car business. If I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say it's about 90% thinking about the car business. It's true that Tesla is attempting to pivot their strategy to autonomous robo-taxis, but that's always been in the cards. The stock market just hasn't given any credence to it. But I got a secret for you folks. 10-10. That's gonna be how Tesla reaches 20 million cars per annum. That's gonna be how Tesla restores its margins to even greater heights than that of its peak in 2021. I agree. The valuation right now is divorced from the fundamentals, but only if you see Tesla as just an automotive company.
I like the stock more when the implied valuation is a lower proportion of the stock value. When I think about the fundamental momentum of the stock, we really had revenue growth decelerating, free cash flow shrinking, margins when you subtract regulatory credits, margins are at 5-year lows. And we've got a flattening of EV demand and really brutal competition from the Chinese EV players.
All of that, while temporary, is all about the car business. Of course you think Tesla is detached from those fundamentals. But don't worry, in addition to these long call options in autonomy, robotics, Tesla is going to continue to expand its energy division and restore those fundamentals of the automotive business, and then lo and behold, those long call options, revenue is going to start to creep in there and will be the catalyst of Tesla going to even higher heights. But hey, don't take my word for it. Tesla can show you better than they can tell you.
What's interesting in the past month is, stock like Apple's down 5%, Tesla's up. It's seemingly catching a bid for some of the robo AI hopes. What do you think they need to deliver to kind of live and thrive in the AI themes?
Well, I think everyone who is a Tesla follower will be watching with bated breath the October 10th robo-taxi event.
How many days until October 10th?
It's 23 days until then.
23 days until Tesla unveils how they're going to transform the way humans get around on the earth. And who knows what other surprises lie in wait.
And to really evaluate whether how much of this is vision versus progress towards a real launch. The one caution that I would raise when it comes to the robotaxi unveiling is the timeline for them to realize revenues from this. There are major regulatory hurdles for them to offer robotaxi service, and I question whether Elon Musk is the best suited CEO founder to navigate through a very challenging regulatory environment.
What? Now, Elon may not be the most popular figure, but results matter. You don't have to like Elon to know that his works. It won't be like he's asking the regulators for a favor. Is this product safe? Does it save lives? Is it convenient? Check, check, check. You are approved to operate, sir. The only thing Elon Musk needs to worry about when it comes to regulators is making the product work. And forgive me if I believe the man that's revolutionized the auto industry, revitalized the space industry, and integrating human and machine like nobody's business, yeah, he's gonna get the job done.
Well, he's gunning for a regulatory position, possibly, and a presidential admin, so he's got that going, I guess, on the side. Hey, Dan, what about the competition here in the U.S.? Anytime I tweet out anything about the Cybertruck, which I did over the past week, there's always people chiming in saying, truck people hate that thing. Rivian's the way to go, which, like, I can get. We see a lot of them around, and they're pretty great vehicles, too. But, like, the cash situation, the profitability situation, why would anyone own a Rivian shares over Tesla shares, even if you do like the car?
Yeah, I can't argue with you there. I think Rivian's making really cool products. The stock has been anything but cool, selling in the neighborhood of $13, down from its peak of 172 in 2021.
2021 seems like the entire EV space took a downturn during that time. The only thing Rivian and every other EV startup needs to learn how to do is make the vehicles in volume so that they can make money. If you build a beautiful product that consumers love, they will buy your vehicles.
I would say that with the Volkswagen equity infusion, that reduces some of the funding uncertainty for the rollout of the R2 and the R3. So they've got a little bit longer runway to get to a better cash flow position, and certainly Volkswagen's investment provides some validation of the Rivian model.
Wait a minute, isn't Volkswagen shutting down factories in Germany for the first time, removing worker protections that they've had in place for like 30 years? This doesn't sound like a company that's flush with cash. Note that $5 billion that Volkswagen is designed to give Rivian, that's guaranteed.
That said, we're looking at probably 2026 before they get to a sustainable level of positive EBITDA. They've got liquidity that may carry them through 2027-ish. Lower rates will help the story a little bit, but this is very much, in my view, very much a show me story. Buy the car, buy the SUV, maybe don't buy the stock just yet.
In conclusion, if you're going to trade Tesla, do so with caution. The stock market is a fickle beast. Know that some individuals believe Tesla should be valued at $26, and others believe it should be valued at, thousands of dollars. Undoubtedly, the truth lies somewhere in the middle, and betting that the stock market will actually understand where it should be, well, yeah, that's gonna lead to gray hair. From what I've learned trading in the stock market, my best bet is to buy the shares of stock and hold them for as long as I possibly can, knowing that Tesla will be the most valuable company in a decade's time. That's all I've got for you today. Beat easy. Peace.